Hello, hello, and welcome everybody to a lively discussion about herbs. Uh,
Herbs. It's got herb.
no, okay, you're kind of on my side of the pond
All
right
right,
now,
all
so
right.
we'll
Yeah.
have to agree.
I
Uh,
am not going to say oregano though, or basil. Okay.
Basil, yes, basil. I find myself though saying those words. I called it a shallot the other day, and I
Cool.
thought
Getting there.
it's a
Yeah.
shallot. What am I doing?
Yeah. I bet you're
I'm
still
being
stuck
I'm
on.
being influenced.
I bet you're still
Uh,
stuck on rutabaga though, aren't you?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Totally stuck on that.
Sweet.
So anyway, welcome to Robin and to Steve. Thank you so much for
Hi
being
then.
here. It's so good to see all of you in the chat. And I saw that Allie cut her finger while playing with the mandolin.
Mm,
Oh, Allie.
Oh, yeah.
dangerous
Sometimes
tool. Yeah.
that's always the biggest fear. I have one of those gloves that the blade won't cut through. So
Mm.
think about that because I've not yet cut myself, and I'm happy to say that.
I
Uh,
must be. I must be like a chameleon or something because the fingertips grow back.
without fingerprints,
Yeah.
probably, right?
Oh yeah. Hey. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Oh, so you have a second career
Yeah.
coming.
Bank job tomorrow. Bank job.
Absolutely. So hello, Chris and uh, Ashley and Andrew. I saw John. Let's see who else. Gloria's here. Oh, hi, Stephen. Our Wyoming Yeti is here. Jersey Dave. So, hey, great to see all of you. So, I don't know about you, but we are gnat's eyelash away from our first frost. And
Mm.
so the herbs that I want to, use for the winter, I'm quickly trying to preserve and get in the house. So I thought it would be a nice time for us to talk about the herbs we like to grow, maybe what we like to do with them, and if there's anything that we'd like to grow next year that we didn't grow this year. And I was a bit surprised when I went through my list, because of course, you do a little homework before these about how many herbs I actually grow. And but I use them all. So I love them. So what are you guys current maybe I'll go in order here. Why don't you tell me, Robin, what you grow like as a regular herb in your garden?
Well, I took a little cutting of everything I've got going. So I've got dill, um, oregano, and this one is a bold, spicy one, a Greek oregano.
Oh, that's my favorite because it's
Uh,
like so strong, isn't it?
yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Lavender, and then two kinds of parsley. I grow the triple curled, which is
Mhm.
our favorite. It's a little bolder, and then the Italian flat, milder flavor. Um, I have three kinds of mint this year. I've got one. It's my Aldi mint. Okay. Um, it smells like it's a peppermint. It's a strong mint. And then I
Mm.
added two more this year, an orange and a lemon,
Mhm.
rosemary,
Mhm.
and I did it from seed. I started these, I went back into my journal on January 29th. And
Yeah.
everybody was like, well, it takes so long for it to get going. And I was like, it does, but I don't use it until the fall when you get all those good squashes and
Mm.
beans, dried bean soups and stuff. That's when I really use my rosemary, not earlier. So that worked out fine. I've got two kinds of uh, thyme. This one is my favorite. My favorite, this one. This is lemon thyme.
Mhm.
Mm.
And you can't grow it from seed. You have to buy the plant or get
Yeah.
somebody to give you a cutting. And then that's the one we call German here. The plain one.
Common.
Yeah.
Cilantro,
Mhm.
it's such a bummer because it loves the spring and the fall when the weather's cooler. But when you really want it in the middle of summer, when you got those tomatoes to make the salsa, it's not working out. We call it cilantro. You guys in the UK call it coriander.
Yeah.
The leaves we call cilantro. The seed we call coriander.
Yep.
I'm a coriander hater, I'm afraid. So
Yeah, I have a
Okay,
brother
yeah.
who doesn't like it. And
you
then
know
the last,
did you know that for a lot of people coriander cilantro tastes like soap?
Mhm.
Yeah. But the thing is, it's the people, it's going to sound a bit funny, it's the people who can stand coriander are mutants. It's not people who don't like it, because when they did DNA testing back on early man, they didn't have the gene that made them hate coriander. So, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
wow,
Yeah.
that's
Well, then I
interesting.
guess I'm a
Other way
mutant.
around. Sorry, the haters are natural. Humans have evolved to like coriander because the coriander's got this soapy taste to stop people eating it. But humans have evolved to like it. So,
Oh, I love it.
I'm oldie worldy, like, Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Wow.
pure soap
and
to me.
I wonder what other superpowers we're gonna get, right? If we have
the
that
la
mutation, why not?
the last two are chives. This is garlic chive. It's
Mhm.
got a little flatter leaf, and this is the
Yeah.
regular old chive. And that's what I've got going. Oh, I found one of my lemon drop basil still going. Um, but it's all but died. That's my favorite one. I do the sweet Genovese also,
Mhm.
which is the common one. But that's what I've got in my garden.
Wow.
Nice. Did you bring show and tell, Steve?
No. No.
I know I always love Robin, always has like
I've got some dried show and tells, but they're a bit,
yes,
yeah,
please.
a bit later, yeah. But I grow almost exactly the same as what Robin said there. The only thing she didn't mention was the balms, orange balm and lemon balm,
Mhm.
Oh
and
gosh, I have lemon balm. Yeah,
yeah,
okay.
there's a couple others. Oh, I can't think of all the blooming names now. But yeah,
Tarragon, do you grow tarragon?
tarragon, yeah, but that's Russian tarragon. I don't grow the French
Oh, the
one.
French. Okay, I grow the
Mhm.
French one,
Yeah, because
which
French is
is
cutting.
actually a perennial here.
Yeah,
What
the French one is cuttings only. It doesn't produce
yes,
seeds. Yeah, it's
but I
sterile.
love that it will actually overwinter for me, so I'll take
Yeah,
anything that
yeah.
overwinters here. Do you grow dill or
Dill and fennel. Yeah, I've just got some
okay.
fennel now. Actually, where I put it? There we are.
Okay.
Yeah, get it in there. Loads of fennel.
Nice.
Not as strong as dill. More subtle. Great with fish.
Do you use the
Yes.
seeds? The
Yes.
fennel
Yeah.
seeds?
Yeah. Yeah.
I love the seeds,
Yeah.
yeah.
A lot of my Indian food has fennel seeds in it.
Yep.
Yeah. The fronds, they go in on top of fish. Bit of salmon with it just lying there, and the butter juicing all over it.
Mm.
It's my secret ingredient in the crumble topping for a rhubarb cherry crumble.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Never tried
just a
that.
little
No.
bit of fennel seed.
Cool.
Really?
Cool.
Yeah, it's
Interesting.
yeah.
Good idea. I might try that. I might have to try that. Yeah. Yeah.
Have you
Finish.
ever tried fennel pollen or fennel pollen?
No.
No. No.
It's actually I mean, I bought a tin of it. It's fabulous.
Oh
And
my
it's
bet.
God.
just
Must
it's like
take a bit to harvest.
yeah, that's why I bought a tin of it because
Yeah.
I thought I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Um, but it's delicious.
Yeah.
Uh, so I think that would be kind of the same thing, although the seeds in there would be lovely
Yeah.
because I would add to the crumble part, right? That'd be
Mhm.
great.
It does. Just don't do too many because it can, be a
Yeah.
bit
Yeah.
overpowering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People in the chat are talking about culantro.
Yeah, that's
Um,
Mexican. I've never had much success with that one.
Let's have a
Have
look
you
on the other one.
have you tried that, Robin or Steve?
Mm-mm.
No,
Didn't even.
no,
It's
never.
like
I've never
it's
heard
a
of that.
little picky. Like
Yeah.
it actually has sharp points to it.
Oh,
So
Oh, hang on,
I
I've got two.
yeah, so I've never uh, really enjoyed it. But it's like a hot weather cilantro. So you can
okay.
grow it, you can get it in the middle of summer.
Mm, yeah.
But I wasn't as crazy about that one. But it sounds like
Another one, sage and purple sage. I grow
Mhm.
those as well. Lemon verbena.
Oh,
Um,
isn't that one that is
yeah.
like my favorite lemon
Yeah.
herb ever.
Well, on my new plot, I'm just going to let them go wild. I'm not going to be any. There's going to be no structure whatsoever. It's going to suit me down to the ground. So where the seeds lie, that's where they're going to grow next year. You know, it's
Well,
especially
that's kind of fun. So
Jill.
that's
I
like
use a,
chaos. Chaos
yeah,
gardening, isn't that a big
yeah,
thing
yeah.
right now?
Bit of a
So
bit of a
wherever
potted garden, but yeah, more less rude, less tidy.
yeah. No,
Yeah,
I think that's lovely. I'm trying to think what else I grew hyssop this year for the first
yeah.
time.
I never
Mm.
tried it. Yeah, yeah.
And that's in the freeze dryer right now. I want to see what that's like.
So, I have anise hyssop
Uh-huh.
growing. It comes back every year, like a, a perennial flower. I use it for a flower. I didn't know it was really a yum yum. So
It's
it's,
Aniseed,
supposed to
yeah, yeah,
be a really good tea.
yeah.
So
ah,
I'm gonna sure give that a try. I leaned in a little heavier to tea varieties of herbs this year
mm-hmm.
because I wanted to have a nice, like, kind of tea
Yeah,
garden.
I've done a lot of herbal teas. Another one you did. Another one is a chamomile.
Yes.
Chamomile tea, lovely.
Oh, it's
Got to be careful with
lovely.
some of these herbal teas, mind. You need to research if they're good for you because a lot of them aren't good for everybody. I'm not giving any specifics, but maybe chamomile is not good if you've got a liver complaint,
Right.
or kidneys or something. Just look into it because they're not all as good as they make out.
Yeah. I kind of go with what I think tastes good.
Well,
Because
yeah,
I sometimes go, if I don't like it, it might be for other reasons than my taste
yeah.
buds.
But like me
Like,
with my
yeah.
blood pressure tablets, I can't eat grapefruit anymore. So
Okay.
I've got to be careful with things like that. So maybe chamomile is no good for me, but it is by just saying.
Right. No, you're absolutely. I think it's true with any herbal medicines or
Yeah,
whatever. You
yeah,
always
Mm-hmm.
kind of want to go, what is this? Just because it's over the counter doesn't mean it's
that's
the
true.
best for you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
What's
sensitive
the
to
other one like that?
hibiscus.
St.
Hibiscus
John's
is
wort. Yes, yeah, hibiscus. Yeah,
hibiscus is in a lot of
yeah,
teas,
yeah.
Yeah. So
and
you don't like a red zinger tea then?
Well,
well, I like it. It doesn't like me.
Okay. 'Cause this is my third year trying to grow hibiscus for the corms. Or I don't know if they're called corms, they're the seed pods. Because I wanted to make my own red zinger, and I
Mhm.
finally am getting them.
oh,
Ah,
So I'm like hoping it'll survive this last horrible cold night, and next week just give me flourishes of flowers. But
ah.
yeah, that's been a while coming.
there we are. Look, Betty's just said something. Chamomile's no good for people on blood thinners. I'm on blood thinners, so
Oh,
There you go.
okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Huh.
Which is why I can't see it now. This is why I get a few little bumps and scrapes. No, where are we? Can't see it. You can't see them now. Little bruises everywhere. I've only got to touch myself sometimes, and the thinners and the other things like that. It just comes to the surface. It's not a
Mm.
problem. The doctor says it's just one of those things. You either take blood thinners or goodbye, Steve.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so good
That's
that you're taking those.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Maybe last another couple of years. Whatever. Anyway, yeah, I tell you what we just mentioned about someone not agreeing with you, and bit overweight. In an attempt to stop sugar, I look for things, or used to look for things that had sorbitol in them. Do you have sorbitol, the sweetener?
We do have sorbitol over here.
Sorbitol goes through me like a dose of salts. If I eat two little fruit pastels with sorbitol in it, I won't be down from the loo for half an hour. It
oh
goes straight
wow.
through. For me,
Wow.
I mean, we get a bit, but if I ever want to unblock myself or something, it works. But you wouldn't know it. They sell them by the packet in the supermarkets. There's no sort of. It just says on it may have laxative properties. Bloody right
Oh,
it
and you're
does.
like, "Yes, it does." Have either of you grown stevia? Speaking of sweeteners.
Yeah, no, not grown it, but I've used it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've used it, not grown it.
This is my third year growing it
Yeah.
because I grew it for a friend who loves stevia.
Yeah.
So I said, "Oh, I'll grow you some." And I get a plant. I order some herbs from Canada that I can get shipped here. 'Cause you can't always get everything shipped, but they do.
So,
And great stevia.
yeah.
So
Okay. I need to try that too.
Yeah.
yeah.
I've seen people like sucking or chewing a leaf sort of thing to get a sweet kick, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I dehydrated mine, but now that I'm freeze drying everything, this freeze dryer is getting like worked out 24/7. I think it's going to be a whole lot better.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
very excited about that.
Yeah.
But that's a really nice one to grow. And if you like mint, I've tried this new one, Marvelette Blue Calamintha,
Mm.
and it is like mint
Kind
on
of.
steroids, but it's like a peppermint. I prefer peppermint to spearmint, and it is incredible.
I'm just
Ooh.
laughing at the comments with everyone agreeing with me with the sorbitol. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a comment that went by here about dill, and I think it was Dusty who said she really likes the dill Ducat. I swear off all of the other dills now. Ducat's the best. You get the
Yeah.
most fronds. And for me, that's what I really want. I don't want it to go right to flour. Those are
Right.
kind of fun to put in, the pickling jar and so
Right.
forth, but you want
Right.
the fronds. As a matter of
Absolutely.
fact, I just dehydrated a load of Ducat.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and when you do it yourself in the dehydrator, look at how much richer that color is than the stuff you
Oh,
buy
yeah, it's gray.
commercially.
It's kinda gray in the
It's kind of
stores.
gray, isn't it? Yeah.
It is, it is. But I sometimes in a pinch, like, you almost have to. I love dill, so
Mhm.
I almost
Mm.
I don't know of anything I don't like dill on. Um, so sometimes you have to, but, I'm hoping to maybe not have to do that again.
I've got a packet of dill Ducat here. I'm not sure if it was Robin or Ali that sent it to me, but it's here
Probably
somewhere.
me. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the
I might,
best. You get the
yeah.
most
Yeah. Yeah. I
fronds.
love it. I love the stuff. Yeah.
Okay, so
Seeds and leaves. Yeah.
can we talk
I
about
grew
this? Oh, sorry.
eight different types of basil this year.
Nice.
They were all right, but it's always coming back to the usual ones: the Genovese, the Thai basil, dark opal, all the ones that lemon basil, all the flavored ones. They got a specific use, and I can't see any point in growing a whole plant just for maybe one day you'll use a few of the leaves because lemon basil will be better than normal basil. So I'm going to stick with the
Yes.
3 commoner garden basils next year or something like
Yeah,
that.
see, I'm just the opposite, man.
Yeah.
I'll use my lemon drop basil on
Well, all right. A
everything.
bad example. Bad example. Say chocolate basil. Then chocolate.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. See what I
That-
mean? It's just and on the same thing. I had I think it was eight mint as well. Pineapple mint, apple mint. Apple mint's quite nice actually. Spearmint, peppermint, all different types of mint. So, but you need they add too much to a dish sometimes. You don't want that chocolate mint flavor. You just want normal mint. So next year, sticking to the basics again.
But if you make ice cream with the chocolate mint,
Yeah. But does it warrant a whole plant in your garden? It's
absolutely.
yeah.
That
Tell you what, it's
sounds
nice. It's
great.
nice. Have you ever tried them?
Absolutely. And I love it for tea. I mean,
Oh yeah,
chocolate
some
mint
teas. Yeah,
tea
tisanes
to
and that.
die
Yeah.
for. It's so
Have you ever
good.
tried Corsican mint?
Oh,
No?
I'm sure I have because
Tiny little leaves.
Oh
And it
yes, I've
grows,
tried
no, I
that
it grows
haven't
one.
in a
done that
small
one.
dome.
Yes,
Kind of
no, I
grows
have
in a
not.
ball.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've tried that one, yeah.
fantastic. It's what they make creme de menthe out of. That's probably why I know
Oh,
about it, if you know what I mean.
okay.
Yeah, no, it's very, very nice, very nice. I'm pretty sure it's an annual because mine's dying now, unless it's just got too cold. But I'll be sowing it again next year. Lovely, absolutely
Oh,
lovely.
okay.
Yeah,
I thought it had a wonderful flavor, but I
yeah.
did it twice and It just gets fungal, and then you can't use the leaf
Yeah,
for
yeah,
some
of course.
reason for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Um,
think we over here deal with a whole lot of different, like the humidity.
yeah.
Humidity's not really your problem, is it?
Well, it's a Mediterranean herb, so it's
Yeah,
probably hot and dry sort of thing, you know.
yeah.
Yeah,
Funny how they
perfect
come, though.
for
They were the seeds
greenhouse.
came, each little pelleted clay pellet or starch pellet had 10 seeds in it. So it's not individual, the mint seeds are tiny, aren't they? So you couldn't even,
Yes.
they were actually in a pellet. So I put one in each little hole in the tray, and each one grew, sort of thing. Sold a load at the charity show, charity sales, and kept 2 or 3 for myself. Very nice.
Mm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Let's see what else. What haven't we talked about yet?
Licorice
Ginger.
basil, yeah, that's a good one.
Ginger.
Mhm.
How
Spice not a herb really, but yeah.
well,
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Same
Yeah.
with
I know I was even thinking about garlic, but I thought that's not an herb. We can't stretch that one that far.
yeah.
And I do like cinnamon basil. Have you guys grown that?
Yeah, cinnamon basil, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
for
I have.
tea also, that's like
Yeah.
excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. And it's funny that you were talking about rosemary earlier.
Mhm.
Robin, I grow a variety called barbecue rosemary.
All
Mhm.
It
right.
grows really straight and really strong stems. So you can take off the rosemary and use them as skewers.
Mhm.
And it is amazing the amount of flavor those pass on. And I get those also from the place that I get from Canada. I just order them from Canada, so they come as little plugs. So I get a little bump
You'll have
up at the beginning of the year.
you'll have to share that source because I want to try that and the I'd like
Couple
to
of
try.
years back, I used rosemary twigs, sticks, to spear cherry tomatoes before I pickled them or canned them.
Mm,
Very nice. They gave a lovely flavor to the tomatoes.
yeah, I think
Mm.
it's a really creative way too to use an herb.
Yeah.
That's because again, it's more of a winter herb, and
Yeah.
yet it has such great flavor when
Oh, yeah.
used a little differently during the summer. It's lovely.
Mhm.
So anyway, that I'll share that right now. That place that I order from Canada is called Richter's. Richters. Oh,
Yeah.
you will
Yeah.
have fun going to their website because
Ka-ching, ka-ching.
Another thing I use,
exactly. I'm not saying you won't. It'll be an expensive trip, but you will enjoy it.
I used parsley stalks as well the other day on my aubergine dish video, and use them as trivet, like a little trivet under the dish to keep the aubergine off the bottom of the glass dish while it was baking. So
Okay.
and there was a lot of parsley in the stuffing mix anyway, but yeah, nice little touch putting the sticks underneath, just to raise it off a little bit.
But
Stop
it
having a sticky
yes, but
bottom,
it
you
puts so
know.
much flavor
Yeah,
into
That
it
looked
and the aroma. Like
yeah,
that's
no.
yeah.
fabulous.
It was a good dish because even my boy liked it, and he's very fussy.
Let's see.
I have a
Oh,
kind of I'm sorry.
no, please go ahead.
I have kind of an unusual one. The fronds of the fennel,
Mhm.
because I made a carrot fennel soup with some peppers. I roasted them.
Yeah.
It was my last video. And then I topped it with
Oh,
just some of
yes.
the fronds and some other things. Wow, I'd
Hmm.
never done that before.
Yeah.
But how
I mean,
nice
I
to
just cut
it
them
kinda,
off
like,
and throw them in the
underscores the
compost.
And it,
flavor that's already in
yeah,
the soup.
it's a good way to do things because when I
Yeah.
make my tomato sauces for freezing, occasionally I don't always put basil into the sauce because I'm not sure what I'm going to be using the sauce for. So what I do sometimes, I just lay the basil leaves on top, and the flavor does permeate in the frozen tomato sauce. So saves mixing it all in, but it's there, but not there. It's a little bit basil-y.
Right,
It's
but
quite
not
nice.
overpoweringly.
Yeah,
Like
quite nice. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Mm,
Oh, nice.
yeah.
Let's see. Richter's is the herb company up here. Yes, it is. Betty's from Canada. And yeah, it's one of my favorite places to order herbs. and their stuff comes beautifully packaged. Never had a problem. It's gone through the mail easily. So yeah, it's a lovely, lovely company.
I love the growing plotty. Is anyone else's OCD going mad because Steve's wearing the wrong shaped glasses? Round face, square glasses. I used to work for a spectacle company, you know what I mean? I can put my other ones on if you want. We've got about 18 pairs here. There's that.
Oh,
But they catch the light too much, though.
that's
Oh,
hilarious.
yeah,
Oh,
I used to work-
Dusty's growing fennel for the first time. No, it's the same. It's and you can speak to that, Robin, if you want.
You know what? We talked about this early in the season, and you had mentioned that to keep it from bolting, to plant it after the summer solstice, which is
Right.
exactly what I did. I also used an F1 this time rather than my typical heirloom Florence. This one was called Dragon.
Okay.
Oh, they have just been so good, so gorgeous, so perfect. And Swallowtail Caterpillar approved.
I saw that you moved your caterpillar. I did see that, and I thought, oh, that's so sweet. Oh, so I guess we're wearing I think oh, I'm losing my mind. Names. Growing plotty. Come on, help me. I can't believe I'm drawing a blank. Anyway, she appears to be on a glasses shape mission right now. So apparently she wants you in cat eye
Oh,
glasses.
I see what she's saying. Sorry. I
She-
thought you were meaning they were wrong for me. Right. I've got to find some glasses now, and I'm not going to go up. 'Cause they're
That's
in the
okay.
drawer.
I don't know
Yeah.
that would be a good look.
Yeah.
Anyway, can you overwinter rosemary in the house? You can. Here's been the problem when I do it. I get spider mites.
Oh.
I don't know why. We never have them any other time, but for some reason my rosemary attracts them. I don't know what that's about. So I've not been terribly successful at doing it in the house. Even when I've started it from seed for the house, it doesn't seem to like it. And sadly, my rosemary, even outside, will make it all the way up to like March. And then there's a couple beautiful warm days. And then we get slammed with a killer frost and it dies. And I think,
Yeah.
oh, we almost made it to the finish line, but we did not. Do you guys ever overwinter it? Well, you don't
No.
have to, Steve. You're like,
Don't have to. It grows
Yeah.
outside all year round.
I know.
Yeah. In fact, the only time I've lost a rosemary is when we had a drought. It was so dry. On my very first allotment, it was just so dry. I mean, the bush was 3 foot, a 3 foot sphere. It was huge.
Oh,
I went
wow.
back at one day and every single leaf had fallen off. I thought I could have gathered them up and kept them for drying, but no, no, it's just totally gone. So with us, it's the heat that kills it rather than the wet or the cold, you know.
Yeah,
So this time,
go ahead.
so
Sorry.
this time of year, when Christmas comes, they often sell the Christmas tree shaped rosemary. And I've done that before, but it really likes it to be, you have to find a real cool space in the house if you're going to have rosemary inside. It doesn't like warm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've overwintered chilies and things like that, and they've been great all the way through the winter. The grow lights have been on, they've been in the window, whatever. And it comes to March and they just die. So I've given up now. I'm not going to bother.
Yeah.
The little pesky little aphids, they're hiding there somewhere, you know, and then they just decimate the plant overnight. So I'm not bothering.
Yeah, but those Christmas tree shaped rosemaries are hard to pass up. When you
Well,
see
they
a good
smell
one
so
at
good.
Costco, you see a good one at Costco and go, "Oh, I just need that for the holidays." But it never seems to make it past that time. Uh, okay, so any favorite dishes that you have that you make with your herbs specifically? Anything?
That's a tough one, that, because I use herbs in
I know.
so much, you know. I mean, the classic is spaghetti bolognese, I suppose, or spaghetti or ragu, bolognese or ragu. Spaghetti is just a carrier, you know. But,
Yeah.
pretty sure most Italians rather use fettuccine, but it sticks to it better. But anyway, getting off topic. No, yeah, I put loads of herbs in there. I've actually got my own Italian herb mix actually, which I'll read
Lovely.
you.
Oh,
Like my Italian herb, it's on a video somewhere, but not a dedicated video. But 1 tablespoon of, they're all dried. 1 tablespoon of basil, 1 tablespoon of thyme, 1 of rosemary, 1 of marjoram, 1 of parsley, and 2 of oregano. So,
That sounds good.
and then a few optional extras, which I don't put in, but I might put into the dish because it would ruin the mix otherwise. And that's you can put red pepper flakes or garlic powder in as well, and it comes out something like that. So you can either,
nice.
a lot of this isn't my own, you know. This is out of the shop jars, but it's cheaper to make your own than it is to buy it in the store, you know.
Yeah, and
Just
you
'cause
can
it's got a
you can
fancy
make it
name
the
like
way you like it.
Italian. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
you
Oh,
can
yeah.
add more of what you want, right?
yeah. That's right. And if you prefer a bit more rosemary, put more rosemary in. That's your blend, you
Right.
know.
That's right.
Mhm.
It's all up to you.
Yeah.
Do you have any special things, Robin, that you particularly love to cook for the love of herbs?
Well, I took a little class they had at the local library about she was a local herb purveyor, and she said the best way to use your herbs and really decide if you like them is to make a compound butter.
Butters, yeah.
So you just, soften your butter and then mix in, you pick the herbs, rosemary, chive, parsley is a good combo. And then you can make it kind of fun. Then, roll it in a round shape and then slice it in little
Mm.
patties
Little
and,
sausages, yeah, yeah.
put it on the holiday table. It looks
Yeah.
great. It's a good side. Those are also good to, like maybe you're baking a salmon or something, to put a pat of compound butter on the top and let that melt. But
I,
you
well,
can really, you can put lemon zest in there. You can
Oh,
pick
yeah.
your herb,
I make a lot of flavored butters anyway. So, but most the individual herbs, I've never thought about mixing them really. Maybe I could do an Italian blend butter. You know, it's
I think you
yeah,
can. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I
yeah.
always forget about compound butters
Mhm.
until it's like too late, you know, where you're going to be putting it on the table. Well, I guess it could be whipped butter. You could call it whipped butter.
If
Uh,
you roast the garlic
mm,
too,
mhm.
and then, so it's nice and squidgy, and then mix that into the compound butter with what you pick your herbs. It's just a great way to get that herby flavor. It's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And anything warm, it just melts over it beautifully, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh
right.
my. You're
Yeah.
making this is
Here
like
we are.
actually making me hungry.
Need a steak on a barbecue now if
I
you
know.
use some
Yeah.
compound butter.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
Chris has just put one there. Mint sauce is brilliant. Yeah, I love mint sauce. Yeah.
I love lamb.
Fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Make it every time just before you need it. There's no point storing it. Just make it. Bit of vinegar, bit of salt, whatever. Yeah.
I think I saw a question that passed by. Uh
Pesto, while you're looking for another
sure.
question, pesto's another great thing to
Mhm.
use up your basil with. I like the lemon drop basil with macadamia nuts and Parmesan cheese and garlic and so forth. That's one of my favorites. Um, the other one is arugula. I took a picture this morning of what's in my freezer. Can we see that?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So like the top one is an arugula basil and the bottom one is a lemon drop basil
Pestos.
pesto.
Yeah.
Another great way to do the pestos is to freeze them in, individual ice cube trays.
Yep.
Oh, he's stealing my thunder here.
Uh-oh.
And again, that same thing,
Yeah.
salmon
Yeah.
example, put a pesto on the top of that.
But
It's pretty
not,
fabulous.
not just a pesto though, Robin. You could just put ice cubes with basil in it or anything, just as ice cubes. Really cram them in there. Top the tray up with water, and you've got instant herb when you need it. And the other one I do is I put oils in them as well. I put oil, make an oil, make
Oil.
Right.
make a flavored oil, and put those in the ice cube trays as well. So you got to be careful with them though, because if they brush onto anything else, the flavor transfers. So I've got one. It's not here now, but I've got one with a lid, so it stops things from touching the ice cubes, especially with garlic. So I've got frozen.
I was going to say garlic has to be treated with kid gloves, doesn't it? Wherever it goes, it's going to win.
You just pop that, pop them out and put them in a little bag.
Yeah.
It takes up
I
less
just leave them in the
space.
trays. I've got about half a dozen trays in there at the moment, so I just leave them in.
Oh
Just
my
pop
God.
the cube into the stew or whatever I'm making.
Yeah.
We went to the grocery store this week, and no, honey, you can't have that. It's frozen, and we have no more room.
I wish I could show you now. I've emptied my small freezer of all these Chinese takeaway punnets. This is what they come in the UK, Chinese takeaways. I've taken 25 or 26 of those out that were a little bit dodgy with the dates, 2022 and that. So I might as well make new. So I've got rid of them all so I can put more stuff in there now.
Isn't that the way it is? Like we try to get it cleaned out just so we could repack it.
Yeah,
exactly.
With all the goodies.
I make a stew and I make it for 3 or 4, but there's only me. So I have one now, I'll have one tomorrow, and the other 2 are in the freezer for if I ever use them again. Yeah. Hello,
So
Linda. Linda's just popped in from Wales. Hello.
Yay. Linda from the Feel Good.
We have a Chris's. Oh, what is that? Dressing?
This, I was looking through my pictures for some ideas for, this talk, and this is cilantro dressing. So coriander dressing. Oh my goodness. It's got a little lemon in there. It's fabulous.
Yeah.
You wouldn't like it, Steve, but
herbs are just like they're flavor bombs.
Yeah.
I mean, I've made pesto out of parsley, and I absolutely loved it.
There's some I dehydrated last week. There's a video coming out soon, actually. But that's Thai basil. You can almost smell the shot, the Indian takeaway, And I got Thai. I put the flowers in that one as well. I kept the flowers. Not much left of the dark opal because I've used a few of those. And British basil.
Now what's British?
Now what
basil?
is that one?
It's just a basil. It's a pure basil smell, but it's more tolerant of the British weather.
Oh,
slightly larger leaves as well, but it's lovely. It really is. Yeah.
I tried that mammoth leaf basil.
Yeah.
I was so hopeful, the one that you can wrap a sandwich in. They were just about getting big enough to pick and make a sandwich, and then they just went fungal. They just got the nasties.
Oh, I'm sorry. They're so good. They're so
I'll try again next year in a
please do spot. Because it's so fun to just be able to wrap. Like you can do your tomatoes. You want to have a little caprese salad in a wrap. Your tomatoes and your mozzarella. Oh my gosh, so good. It's so good. Yeah, you need to keep working on that one. That is very well worth
put a bit of Parmesan on a baking sheet, stick it under the grill so it bubbles and goes hard, then lay the leaf on top of it with a few spring onions or whatever, then roll it up while it's still warm. So you've got almost like a cheese spring roll with a basil leaf inside.
Oh, that sounds good too.
If anyone tries that before me, don't put the video out.
It's like a little Parmesan cigar.
Yes.
Sounds great.
What do we call them? Ginger snaps.
Ginger snaps. Yeah.
Christmas thing. I never liked those as a kid. Never liked them, but Mum always made us have them. So.
Well, I think you kind of grow into the ginger tang, don't you?
Your taste changes as you get older, don't they? I mean, kids love milk chocolate, adults love dark chocolate.
Right.
Or all chocolate, but I prefer dark chocolate, yeah.
We're not as fussy is what you're saying.
That's it. Yeah.
So Chris is
Mm.
asking if my freeze dried herbs look like Steve's shop bought ones. Uh, no, not really, because they really look like they're still alive. I mean,
Mm.
drying is a whole
Mhm.
different process than
Yeah.
freeze drying.
If I'm
So
going to save a powder, these will be blitzed down in a little spice
right,
grinder, a little coffee grinder, a little bean grinder. But I just use the leaves whole, But if I
yeah,
wanted powder, I grind it down into dust.
yeah. And the nice thing is you don't have to grind it if you
Yeah,
freeze dry
yeah,
it. You can
yeah.
just put it in a bag and roll a rolling pin over it, and it's
That's it.
powder.
Yeah.
Oh
So I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
it's crazy. It is really crazy.
And it
Uh,
keeps the color and everything, right?
Yeah. You asked earlier, Audrey, about preferred way of using herbs.
yes.
This blooming camera, there we are. Things like this, I love putting in dumplings for a stew. You make your dumpling, put some dried herbs in it, and when the dumpling gets big in the stew, it's all the flavors, all the aromas coming out to bolster the taste of the stew. Fantastic!
Mm.
Give it a try. It really is good.
Oh, yum.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting some great ideas here. Uh, I had a question. Oh no, it was a question for Steve. Uh, did you grow your Thai basil from seed?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Mm.
It's not too bad to grow. It's not too hard to grow. The harder ones to grow are the darker leaf ones, apparently, like the dark opal. But the Thai one is still outside now, and it's still struggling in the front garden. But I'll get a few more leaves off it. I'll start again next year. Treat it as an annual, Yeah.
Oh, Dusty is agreeing that herbs and dumplings are wonderful.
Yeah.
I got a tip, and I've seen it now in a lot of places from. Oh, she's a big gardener in the UK. Mm,
Big in numbers or big in size?
big in, she's a super well-known gardener. She's
Liz?
in Wales. Thank you, Liz. Uh, and she made this was one of the first videos I saw on YouTube. She made vinegar with a little pink chive blossoms in it.
Yeah.
And
Vinegars.
so that was the first thing I
Yeah.
tried off the YouTube.
Yeah.
And oh my goodness, it's so good. And
Mhm.
it just has that nice light chive flavor and this beautiful pink, like this really soft, dusty pink. So
Brilliant.
beautiful.
Yeah.
So,
Gloria just said one there. Yorkshire puddings with herbs as well. Well, I'm going to try that one. Brilliant.
mm,
Mm.
You got to be careful with herbs in oil though. Just fresh herbs in oil. You got to be careful they don't form sort of a botulism or something like that. So do it, but use it within a month. Don't store it. Don't store it. Same with chilies in oil.
oh
Got to be
yeah,
used dead,
if
got
you
to be used
can,
Yeah.
dead
if you
quick.
can put them in dry,
Vinegar's great. Vinegar's great, but
yep,
I wouldn't store it at all.
no. And then another one I do with garlic chives, and this is an Asian condiment, and I just chop them up real small, and you put in kind of boiling, uh, high a high temp. I think I used avocado oil. So it's kind of cooking the chive while
Yeah,
you're pouring the oil over it, and then a little salt,
I know what you mean.
another layer, a little bit of fabulous. You can add it to so many things, and it just ups the whole. It ups,
Yeah,
particularly it's great with just even rice. It's fabulous, just what
yeah.
it does to that.
Well, quite often simple's the best, isn't it? It's a lot of these dishes you watch. I'm not going to mention Jamie Oliver, but you watch some of Jamie Oliver's programs, and you think, well, yeah, I haven't got 30 quid to make this dish for two people. Like, there's just so much in it. I'm sure half of the flavors are just wasted. And
Yeah,
I didn't mean Jamie Oliver on purpose, but just some of the celebrity chefs. I'm sure they
sure.
do it. They do it for effect. And you go back and look at the old cookbooks. There was only 2 or 3 different flavors in a dish, and each brought something to the dish. So
Right, and I think there is a point where you don't taste if there's too
no,
many
no,
things.
no.
It then just becomes a nice,
Yeah,
herb
yeah.
medley.
It's not like angels dancing on your tongue. It's like a riot going on. Yeah.
Chaos herbing. There's a new we just made up a new gardening term. There we go.
Chaos herbing.
Oh, brilliant.
Let's see what else we got here. Oh,
Yeah.
Steven said he tried it after I had a video of it. Awesome. I hope you liked it. That's one of my favorites just to have
Sorry, I can't
around.
see. I can't. My camera's in the way of the screen, so I can't see the.
Well, I had to move my microphone because it
Yeah,
was right where the chat is. I'm like, that's not helpful. So are there any
So,
I was going
oh,
to say, are there herbs that you are growing next year that you did not grow this year?
well, I'm going to try the lemon verbena because you guys just suggested that,
Oh,
and I'm going to go out there and harvest some of my
yeah.
anise hyssop and check that out too, since
yes.
it's
I
in
might
my
try
own
the
garden.
hyssop. I might try the hyssop because you mentioned hyssop, so I might try that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to be largely. I'm going to be growing more of the same. I think. If I find something new, I'll try it. But like a lot of new things, especially crossbreeds, it would probably be in the bin the following year. You know.
Yeah. So here's another way to use your herbs. This one, I mean, I have lavender from my garden, but I bought the frankincense, and I did use calendula from my garden as well. And then this is, it's a salve. It's made with beeswax and coconut oil and shea butter. I'll take a vitamin E capsule and squeeze that in there too, just to amp it up. But yeah, I made that calendula oil
Mhm.
a few years back. You freeze dry the petals or dehydrate the petals, and then infuse them in oil, and then you end up with, oh, there we go. There we go.
You're like me.
You end up
Nice.
with
Yeah, yeah,
an
yeah,
infused oil, and then you
yeah.
can use that. I did that in almond oil, um, into your,
And it's really hydrating, isn't it?
oh, it's a great salve. You can also make soaps. Now I don't make soaps all the way from, scratch. I make, I guess, what is that called when you use a starter soap? Anyways, you're using a starter soap and then melting
Rubber,
that down
rubber.
and adding other good things from the garden.
A lot of the
French
dead. A
mill.
lot
I
of the
French
dead. Oh,
mill it.
sorry, olive. Sorry, olive herb. I meant to try that this year, but I didn't get around to it. A lot of the dead says try olive herb. So,
Now, what
sorry.
is olive herb? Oh, sorry, olive herb. See now
I'll
you're
convert you yet.
oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So what is olive
I'm just
herb?
googling it. Hang on.
Oh, sorry. Okay, I thought you knew.
What is olive herb used for? Easy to use herb enhances other herbs and flavors. It should be added just prior to serving or in early in the cooking. Excellent as a garnish to salads. Blah blah blah. Feathery foliage. Needs some trailing due to training. That didn't say what it tastes like though. Hang on. Probably tastes like olives, I'm guessing. Oh yeah, it is a culinary plant that imparts the flavor of olives. There we are.
Ah,
Oh.
that has to be
I'll try
good.
that one.
Well, there's an idea.
I've got quite a few on my list for today.
I know I'm gonna have to go back through
Yeah,
this
yeah,
because I try to stay somewhat connected, but I'm like, okay, there's been like 10 things I'd like to write
yeah.
down.
I know.
So I'll go
Yeah.
back through this slowly.
So
Yeah.
I had I forgot to even snip a lemon balm, and you had talked about lemon balm. I grow it, but I just kind of grow it like a pretty.
Yeah.
What
Lovely,
do you use it
lovely
for?
teas,
Tea.
lovely in
Okay.
tea. Let it steep for, chuck it in boiling water, half a dozen leaves. Let it steep for 4 or 5, 6 minutes. Take the leaves out if you want to. I don't, and just drink it. And it is so refreshing. And even
Mm,
nicer, in my opinion, is orange balm. Even nicer.
okay.
It's got that flavour of oranges. And those two as well. You mentioned about your rubs. They're great in the rubs as well, aren't they? In the creams, the balms.
Okay.
Stick them in with your calendulas, that sort of thing. Yeah, really good.
But I
Not
think
that
if
I
you
use,
get
not that I use an awful lot. I might get the shine off my head sort of thing, but that's about it, you know.
um I think once you try lemon verbena though, that's
Yeah,
it's so lemony.
yeah.
It
Well,
Okay.
it is like you can smell it coming. It is so strong. And it's lovely. But yeah, I do have lemon balm out there. Didn't write that one down.
checking my herb list if I've missed anything. Basil. Bergamot.
That's a big plant.
Yeah. And chervil.
Uh-huh.
I've grown that this year. And celery for cutting celery.
Uh-huh.
Celery leaves, coriander, dill. Oh, it was from Robin. I got your name next to it. Fennel, garlic, chives, lemon balm, mint, oregano, blah, blah, blah. Say sorrel, red vein sorrel.
Love red vein sorrel.
Summer savory and winter savory. There we are.
Oh, savory.
Yeah.
That is a really
I knew I should have looked before.
yeah, kind of an under utilized herb.
Great to grow amongst runner beans and broad beans. The summer savory deters pests. It's a great companion plant. It really is.
We can do anything to deter pests. I'm all over it. Yeah. Well, I went out and looked at. We have one eggplant hanging on my egg. One left. Trying to get it over the finish line. Turned it around. Big chunk.
I did exactly the same.
I think
my last one.
Could you please leave my stuff alone just a little bit?
I've done a quick video about the straw bales, turned over this lovely aubergine, and it was like hollow on the back.
I know.
Oh.
And how do they know to do it where it's hidden? I don't get that. Like, they're not that smart. I'm like, how do you know this is hidden? Yeah.
Stealth slugs, that's what it is. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So now what do you Sorry.
I was going to say I grew bergamot a few years ago, a couple of years, just for the pleasure of brushing up against it because the smell.
The scent is so good. I love bergamot, the scent.
I'm going to say it your way now.
Bush. Isn't it? Doesn't it get
oregano, is in the front driving my raised beds, and I have to brush past it to get to my car. And it's just the smell is lovely. And the 3 basils in my little plant by the front door, I just brush and I get the smell. It's fantastic. It really is.
Yeah. Oh, holy basil! I haven't done it for a couple of years, but holy basil, Tulsi.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's when you brush up against.
Mine didn't germinate. Yeah.
It likes to grow. You know what? I have the best luck growing it under tomatoes. For some reason, they love each other.
Well, that's what I did on my allotment. I grew 16 tomatoes in one row, 2 rows, sorry. But in between, there was marigolds and basil all the way down, Yeah. Great companions.
Yeah.
Marigold's not a herb, really. No.
No, and is sorrel? I guess sorrel's an herb, is it?
I don't know really. It's in my herb list, but whether it's a proper herb.
Well, I just see those people, and I love it. It's so lemony.
Yeah.
The red veined sorrel. I made tea out of it last year. It was so good.
How about I know it's a spice, isn't it? Saffron. I got some here.
I grew that once.
Harvested a couple of days ago. I got so much of it.
I grew it once.
That is from 12 plants. Those.
Yeah. I had 25. I think I had twice as much as you did, so I had 6.
I'll stick it in the pot of my shop bought ones. It's going to save me £1 or 2 eventually.
Yeah, I couldn't get them to come back.
Yeah,
they were supposed to come back, every fall. One time that was
mine. I stupidly lifted a dozen of them. They were in the way of my other vegetables going in, so I dug them up. But I left the ones around the outside of the bed, and they're the ones that are flowering now. But what I've done, I used a pair of tweezers to pick the stamens out.
Sure, you have to.
Rather than some people take the whole flower off. Some people take the whole flower off, get a big basket, then sit there indoors picking them all off. I wanted to keep the flowers pretty little, perfectly looking.
Because they are pretty at the time of year where a little color in the garden is absolutely fabulous.
Yeah. Linda's come up with a trumpslet. Sorrel is a perennial herb. There we are. In the buckwheat family. Got to say that properly, haven't we? The buckwheat family.
There we go.
Yeah.
Got to love Yours Google. Came back too, right, Audrey?
It did. Yeah. It did. And it spread. Like, there was twice as much the second year.
This is a lot of problem, isn't it, with the perennial herbs? They do take up a lot of room.
And I thought, we're going to have to. So I just whacked some out, and it didn't seem to mind because I thought, you can't have half the bed. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's what the oregano does, but you just,
You just whack it. I mean,
whack it.
they take a beating. Like
Yeah.
um, they will take it.
Well, I was the same with my the fennel. That's in the front garden in the beds as well. And I'll tell you what, when they're in flower, they attract so many. I say pollinators. Yeah, they are pollinators, but pollinators don't do much good for me because I don't have many plants that need pollinating. If you know what I mean, because they're all proper perfect flowers. Most of the pollinators are just there grabbing the pollen and the nectar for themselves. You know. Anyway, honestly, I was filming, and there was at least 30 or 40 hoverflies, wasps, honeybees, bumblebees, all sorts, all over the umbellifers. You know, it was incredible. So I'll be cutting it down so it grows again next year to have some decent flowers. You know,
Okay,
brilliant.
Yeah.
nice.
I'll say it a million times, but if you want to attract pollinators, let a vegetable or an herb go to, go to flower.
Yeah. Umbellifers are great. They're in dill as well. You know, I've got a few. I've got some radish actually, radish and lettuce just finished flowering now, so they're setting seed. I'll save those, but I'm not totally sure what I'll be getting from them because they're a mixed bunch. But you know,
yeah, I've never saved seed from lettuce. I bet you have too, Robin. Save seed from lettuce.
I did this year, but I only got just a few because I'm going to have to figure out my support system because they just got so top heavy. They just wonked over.
Okay.
yeah.
Can I go off subject for a quick second?
I don't know. Yes, you can. Yes.
So, okay. I harvested carrots and these were in my center bed.
Oh, I saw those on your video.
And it's, I looked it up. It's a root knot nematode.
I've
And
never seen that.
I just wondered if anybody else had it. And I saw that you can grow mustard and that kind of helps. But, most of them are big, bad chemical stuff.
I can't remember the proper name of it now. There's a mustard you can grow as a green manure. And you let it flower, then you dig it in and it fumigates the soil and it kills nematodes. So it's a proper fumigant. I grew it last year, but only to say I had something in the bed because I'm no dig. I didn't bother digging it in. I just cut it off, let it cut and drop. Just left it where it lay. But I can't remember the blooming name of it. It's bugging me now. I'll have a look in a minute. I'll tell you after the show what it's called.
Yeah, that would be great. I have Mizuna, but
it's not a name like it's not one we know. You know what I mean? It's not a 2 seconds because everybody else is going to want to know anyway.
No,
it's probably not an eating mustard. It's probably just
no, it's not. No,
cleaning the. So nematodes. Oh, well, that's way off. Okay, we're not going to go there. That's a different show.
Yeah,
we're doing nice things today
because there's good nematodes and bad nematodes. So that's a whole discussion. So I think next year I want to lean into, where's my list? Lemongrass, which I've grown before.
Lemongrass. Yeah, I've got 4 lemongrasses growing. Yeah.
I usually use those as like pot. You know how you can buy those spikes for the center of pots?
Yeah.
I usually just plant lemongrass, and I did not do that this year.
Yeah.
So I want to make sure I get my lemongrass going.
Mine, the ones I bought were in a sale in Tesco supermarket down the road. 2 for 29 pence. So I bought 2 packets, planted them, and all 4 grew.
Yeah. Oh, yay.
That's not even worth.
The first little diddly root comes out, stick it in a pot, and they grow, and they're now 3 feet high, something like that.
Yes.
And now and again, I just take one off, crush it up, stick it in my Chinese. But that mustard's called Caliente.
Caliente. Okay, I have a girlfriend who is allergic to lemons. So the way she gets her lemon flavor is lemongrass.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm allergic to orange peel, believe it or not.
Oh, wow.
The zest of an orange, I will be, if I peel, I've just done one the other day. I just done my Christmas cake video and I was grating the orange. I had to turn the camera off while I was sneezing. It just, the zest, just, I'm sneezing for half an hour. It's one of my allergies,
So orange marmalade is not your friend.
Oh, no, it's okay. It's just the zest. It's just the actual spray going up my nose. And,
okay.
Nose,
that oil that's in the zest.
Yeah. It's me wild.
Yeah, and that's the best part of the zest.
A wet wipe up each nostril, I'm okay, sort of thing.
But that
Uh,
brings up a whole different discussion, doesn't it? If you're
no.
walking around with 2 things
I
up your
do that. I actually do that when I grind chili powder.
Yeah, well, you have
Yeah,
to.
I take the lid off and those little
Oh, it flies
yeah.
and you're coughing because it's going down your
Yeah.
throat.
Clears
Yep.
clears the tubes out, that's for sure.
But
Yeah.
Audrey, you were talking in potty mouth about doing your chilies in the freeze dryer, and then
Yes.
you put them into a Ziploc bag and just
Roll
crush
them
them
with
with
a
a
rolling
roller.
pin.
That sounds
So I
amazing.
am and my basement freezer is packed with chili peppers. So I have herbs, another batch of herbs right now in there. So chili peppers are next because I'm trying to get that freezer cleaned out
Yeah.
because I need to make room for other stuff. Um, but yeah, so I think that's going to be remarkable to not have to smell that. It's hard to take it down to a powder. I mean, it's one thing to take
Yeah.
it to a rough, like chili flake level, but
Yeah.
if you're trying to get into a powder,
Well, this little
man,
grinder I've got, it's only 8 inches tall.
yeah.
And most of it's motor, got a little chamber on top. So you do the flaky grind, and then you put another smaller cup inside the lid, and
Oh,
it's only half the height of the big lid, and it takes it down to a very, very fine powder. It's quite good.
Mm.
oh, you
Yeah.
got a fancy one then if it has
Yeah,
two.
I use it's Andrew James is the make, I believe.
Okay.
I used it for tomato powder as well. So
I'm
dehydrated
gonna try
tomatoes,
that. I'm gonna try that this year too.
yeah,
Now
very
that I have
good.
this freeze dryer.
Intense flavor into your
Yes.
bag ball or your
Y-
chili or whatever. Yeah.
You know what else I found last year was when after I froze my tomatoes. Okay, we're going off topic for a second. Sorry.
It's okay.
When I froze the
There's
tomatoes,
only so many herbs,
uh, it collects water, so you let them thaw before you're doing anything with them. The tomato water that collected in the bottom of the bag, I had seen people canning that or freezing it. Can I tell you the flavor that water has? I
Yeah,
mean, we
yeah,
use
yeah,
it to
yeah.
make rice. I mean,
Yes.
it's
Yeah,
so
yeah.
good.
That's a great
So,
idea, right?
it
Tomato.
is so good.
I saved
So,
mine because you had raved about it, Audrey.
oh,
Because I usually, after I roast them, I put them in a colander and then I let all that clear water just drain off.
right.
I usually just water
Me
plants or
too.
whatever with it.
Me too.
I saved it
Yeah.
because of you,
Oh,
because I'm gonna,
that to me
make some
was like
rice.
that was one of those, "Oh my goodness, I've been pitching this for
Yeah,
35 years. What am I
yeah,
doing?" But I never used to freeze my tomatoes either, so it's all,
yeah.
everything kind of comes around, right? Uh, let's see, we're talking about tomato powder. Nancy's talking about take the peels and
Leave the
dehydrate.
peels, yeah, good
Yep.
idea. Yeah,
Uh,
I was using the whole dry, sliced and then dehydrated and then done it. So the whole
yeah.
tomato. But so
No,
if you've got
great
peels
idea.
because you're doing a fancy dish, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, that was so I also want to grow za'atar, which is apparently a nice green herb that is like oregano,
Yeah.
thyme, and marjoram all together.
Yeah, Turkish
Oh,
herb.
Yes, and then you make the
I use
za'atar
it quite a lot.
spice with it. I mean,
I buy it, but I do use it quite a lot. Yeah.
yeah, so I'm going to try growing that. And I want to grow a citronella balm just because of all the mosquitoes and everything
oh,
that we get outside.
Yeah, yeah,
I thought,
yeah.
oh, if I could grow that up, we have a deck with a pergola over it. I thought if I could get that growing up the pergola,
And then you'd
so
get a resistant
where is this
mosquito.
sun coming from?
so is there a citronella that climbs?
It's a climbing, vining balm.
Oh boy, I
I,
need that one because I have two big urns on both sides of my bar that has a pergola that goes, up over the top. And I grow two citronellas in the urns, but they're just,
I will, because I have the seeds, so I'll
okay.
let you know what they're called and where they are. And actually, since you're not in the UK, I could just send you some, and they will get to you very easily.
Okay, it's a deal.
Because I'm about tired of trying to get seeds over to the UK. I don't know how
Oh,
some of you, maybe we'll talk off camera, how you do it so well, because I seem to be hitting a few like brick
I've only,
walls.
I've only had one lot go or be confiscated going the other way, and it was to Ali. Yeah, so
Mine did. You sent me bean seeds.
sorry, it was Robin. Sorry, I always get you.
Yeah.
Sorry,
And
yeah,
Well, bean
yeah.
seeds are so big. I haven't even tried to get bean seeds across. But
well,
I mean, I've had like I sent 3 things out several weeks ago. Only one that I know of has been received, and the other 2 are missing. I remember trying to send Steve at Greenside Up for years, and Tony and JB and everybody else would get them, and Steve's like, I haven't gotten any. And I thought, don't think I really like you. I'm not trying that. But I wonder if he had a more, uh, I don't want to say aggressive, maybe a post office that really kind of looked at what was
No,
coming in.
they all go into the same place. International mail all goes to the same place, and then it
Oh,
goes off
well,
to the individual delivery officers. But
well,
what I suggested to Ali, maybe I've kind of said to Robin as well, if you've got a load to send, instead of paying individual postages, post them all to me, and I'll send them on to people. You know, it's a lot cheaper to do it that way.
I've had good luck
You
in
have, yeah,
general,
yeah,
except when I had that little giveaway on my channel and I sent them, and 2 of my people were from the UK. One went through perfectly, and I declared them,
yeah, yeah,
and the next one, it took 3 months and 1 week.
yeah, yeah,
She'd
yeah.
finally got them,
so
but where
they
the
could
heck
still
were
be
they
out
for
there. They could still be out there. Who knows?
3 months and
But
1 week later?
yeah, but
Declared.
it's a little frustrating when you're letting people know these are coming and they never show up.
Well,
Anyway,
one of my club members bought some. It was basil plugs, and basil no mint plugs. Sorry, and she's only in Scotland. I would say only 400 miles away. They were 4 weeks to arrive. Just didn't turn up. So they were obviously left. They were just left in a mail bag somewhere
yeah.
in a corner, and they came and they all grew because they're hardy. Mint's quite a sturdy plant. Yeah,
Wow.
just goes to
Yeah,
show
I've
you.
tried, Siggy saying use a birthday card. I've sent birthday cards. I'm like, I've done I try.
So
Uh,
Yeah,
I've done the small packs in the card, it's taped to the card. And honestly, I think that works the best. And if I declare, it's $20 to
Mm.
send. If I just send it with an international one, it's $2 or something with an international
okay.
stamp in a postcard.
Okay.
Well, this one's from somebody called Ali Davy. That's not a postcard. That's not a birthday card.
Yeah, no, that is not. Okay, we are way over the hour. I can't
Oh,
believe how fast that went. Well, it was so nice to have the
Crazy, isn't
trio
it?
back together, and we weren't talking about bugs. I'm very
Diseases, yeah.
I'm very happy about that. Yes, we got
Our
to
last
talk
2
about.
chaps walked away needing a wash.
Oh.
So, any last thoughts on herbs other than grow them, try them.
Yeah,
Don't be scared. Like, if you haven't heard of it, throw them in and see what they taste like.
yeah. Plonk them in
Uh,
anywhere. That's the thing.
And grow what you like to eat.
Exactly.
Because for years I would get a sage plant every year and put it in, and I grew it and smelled it and it was great. But you know what? I
Yeah,
just don't use sage. So
and
why
that
am
was
I
the same.
growing it?
That's the same with me with my flavored basils. I grew them because I wanted to sell them, and I did sell some, but I won't bother again next year. People are just too stuck in their ways. They don't want chocolate basil and pineapple basil. There were some weird flavors, believe it or not.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
But fun to try sometimes. You know,
Yeah.
give it a give it
yeah.
a
You got to
give
try
it
it.
a
If you
give it a
always
shot.
do what you've always done, you'll always get what you always got.
You have been very prolific with those little things today, Steve.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, hey, so good to see both of you again. Wonderful to have
Thank
you
you.
both.
Thank
And
you.
so nice to see all of you in the chat. Always good to see you. So have a great week. Can we do like I want to do like air quotes saying gardening, because at least over here we're kind of coming to the tail end. But enjoy your gardens. It's clean up, paint up, fix up week around here. So yeah, and grow some herbs. Dream
The
about
herb,
herbs
yep,
for next year. Yes.
yeah.
So
I'm
y'all
still
take,
I'm gonna grow herbs. All right, I'm not gonna grow
You
herbs.
can-
I'm not gonna do it. I don't care.
you're allowed, but Herb is a dude. Okay. All right.
Uh,
Okay. All
the
right.
Lord,
You all take
the Lord
care.
put H there for a reason, you know.
or an
Or to
Uh,
H.
be silent, or
yeah,
to be confusing in the English language. That's why it's there.
there we are.
Okay. You all take care. We'll see you
Yeah,
back next week.
take
Same
care,
time,
guys.
same
Okay.
place. Bye bye.
Take